You know the drill. You say those magic words, "Hey Google," and bam, an answer just appears. It feels totally instant, right? Like magic. But what's really going on behind the scenes? Well, it's not magic. It's actually an incredible technological journey that zips across the entire globe, and we're going to follow it step by step.
So let's do it. Let's trace the entire path of a single voice command from the very moment the words leave your mouth to the second that answer comes back. And we're going to start right at the beginning.
It all kicks off with just a sound. That one simple question you ask starts a massive chain reaction that travels across the planet and back. And it all begins with the simple physics of your own voice.
See, when you speak, you're literally just creating vibrations in the air. Your phone or smart speaker hears this as an analog signal, basically a continuous, kind of messy sound wave. It's just physical energy. At this point, to a computer, it's completely meaningless. But that is about to change big time.
So how does that physical sound become digital? Well, your device does something called an analog to digital conversion, or ADC. Think of it like this. It takes thousands of tiny little snapshots of your voice every single second, and it turns each snapshot into a number. All those numbers then get squished down, compressed, and packed up into a tiny digital messenger that's ready for an absolutely epic journey.
All right, our little data packet is ready to leave home. Its destination? A Google data center, which could be thousands of miles away. And to get there, it has to travel at pretty much the speed of light.
You can think of it like a global relay race. As you see here, that little packet of data zips from your router, or maybe a cell tower, shoots through your internet provider, and then bounces across this massive web of undersea cables and land-based servers. This whole leg of the journey happens in just a fraction of a second before it finally arrives at its destination, a Google data center.
And it's arrived. Our data packet is now inside the digital brain, a massive network of thousands of incredibly powerful servers. And in here, some very advanced AI systems are waiting to do one thing: figure out what on earth you just asked.
The very first AI it meets is the translator. This is called automatic speech recognition, or ASR. Its one and only job is to take that digital audio file of your voice and just transcribe it, turning it into plain old text that the other systems can actually read.
But, just turning your voice into text isn't really enough. The next AI, the interpreter, has to figure out what you actually mean. This is where natural language processing comes in. It doesn't just read the words, "What's the weather?" It understands your intent, that you're asking for a forecast right now for your location.
Okay, so now that the AI knows what you're asking, it has to find the answer. And to do that, it dives into its enormous library. We're talking about instantly scanning billions of web pages, sifting through massive databases, and querying something called the knowledge graph, which is this giant interconnected web of facts about, well, everything. It's looking for that one single best answer to your question. So, how long do you think all of that takes? Decoding your voice, understanding what you meant, and searching through pretty much all of humanity's collective knowledge. The answer? Just 0.2 of a second. It's faster than you can blink. I mean, that is just almost incomprehensible.
An answer has been found. But believe it or not, the journey is only halfway over. Now that answer, which is still just in text form, has to make the exact same high-speed trip all the way back to your device.
Yep, just like your question, the answer gets packaged up into data packets. It then races back across that same global network, zipping through servers and cables, through your ISP, to your router, and finally, it arrives back in your device.
So how does your device actually say the answer? Well, this is the final piece of the puzzle, a text-to-speech engine, or TTS. It takes that text-based answer it just received and converts it back into sound, creating that familiar synthetic voice that gives you the information you are looking for.
So, let's just put this all together. It starts as a simple sound wave from your voice. It becomes a data packet that travels the globe, gets processed by multiple layers of AI, and then travels all the way back to become a voice in your room again. It is a staggering sequence of events, all happening in less than a second.
And this, right here, is the incredible contrast at the heart of it all. For us, the experience feels so simple, so effortless. We ask a question, we get an answer. But behind that simplicity is this deeply complex global process. You've got hardware, software, and AI all working together in perfect harmony, faster than we can even perceive.
So, next time you say, "Hey Google," just take a second and remember what's actually happening. You're not just talking to a phone or a speaker.
You are tapping into a global network of intelligence, bringing the world's knowledge right to you in a literal blink of an eye.